down and out, and somehow they found a way to win. A comeback in rugby league is a very difficult task to accomplish. Your team is down by a significant margin, and somehow you just have to continue to find points in quick succession in order to narrow the deficit and come away with a win. These teams never gave up and showed grit and determination to accomplish this and come away with a famous victory. For this list, we will only be considering comebacks from the NRL era and must have overcome the biggest deficit margin in the match and ended up winning or drawing the match. So examples such as the Roosters versus the Cowboys in the 2014 semi-final, where the Cowboys overcame a 30-point deficit but lost the match, and in a round 8 clash in 2012 between the Eels and the Tigers, where the Eels scored 30 points in the final 14 minutes to lose 31-30, will both not be considered for this list. So, this is greatest game of all, and these are the 20 biggest comebacks. Number 20, the Sea Eagles versus the Panthers in 2005, 20 points. A Sunday afternoon at Brookvale Oval hosted the 3rd place Sea Eagles and the 13th place Panthers in a round 12 clash in 2005. It was the Panthers who ran out to a quick 10-0 lead thanks to a try from Luke Lewis and the lightning fast Reece Wesser.
Wesser, straight through, here's 2 speedsters, it's Wesser, on Stewart, goes straight past Stewart, Reece lightning.
Michael Witt crossed for Manly after that, but the Panthers scored 3 straight tries to take a 20-point lead thanks to Ben Rogers, Preston Campbell and Luke Lewis grabbing his second. Only 3 minutes after the Lewis try, Manly started their comeback with Anthony Watmoe, Michael Monaghan, Brett Stewart and this great individual try from Michael Witt.
Steps off the left ties, then stands, now looking to stretch out, Wesser's got him, scores! Try!
Were all try scorers, along with the late try from Scott Donald, left the final score at 36-26. Number 19, the Knights versus the Warriors in 2005, 20 points. The first game with the new look Eastern Grandstand at Energy Australia Stadium in Newcastle saw the last place Knights take on the fast rising Warriors in a round 6 clash in 2005. The Knights dominated the first 30 minutes with Brad Tighe, Daniel Abraham, George Carmon and Todd Lowry all grabbing tries, giving the Knights a 20-0 lead. Sione Faumuina and Manu Vatuvei scored tries, but George Carmon hit back with a try of his own. Vatuvei grabbed his second, but things went from bad to worse for the Knights as Andrew Johns went down with a broken jaw. Clinton Torpey scored a brilliant Warriors try.
A couple of options, chips over the top, wins the race to the ball. Oh, magic football, Luaki on one further.
And in the final minute, the Warriors scored the game-winning try through Francis Melly, completing a 20-point comeback win.
Feed, there is a try on top burn. The Warriors are in. The Warriors will win. What an amazing victory.
Number 18, the Raiders versus the Warriors in 2021, 20 points. An insane 65-point belter between the Raiders and the Warriors in round 3 of the 2021 season proved to be a Game of the Year caliber match. The Warriors scored the first try through their new signing Adam Fanua-Blake, but the Raiders were going to score 25 unanswered points, with Jack Whiten, Ryan Sutton, Sia Soliola grabbing tries, and George Williams got one himself and kicked a field goal. Cody Nikorima scored out of the break, but Elliot Whitehead hit back to give the Raiders 21-point lead with just over 30 minutes remaining. But a few minutes later, the Warriors began their comeback, scoring through Bailey Sirenen, Ben Murdoch-Masila, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck and Adam Pompey within the final 3 minutes to give the Warriors a 3-point lead. But the game wasn't over as the Raiders had one last chance to score a try to steal the game on the siren, but Roger Tuivasa-Sheck saved the day to give the Warriors a famous win.
A chance, Rapana is killing us. And Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Number 17, the Raiders versus the Titans in 2022, 22 points. Occurring only a couple of weeks before the recording of this video, the most recent comeback was in a round 3 clash in 2022 between the Raiders and the Titans. A strong attacking Titans side shot out of the gates to run out to a 22-0 lead after 35 minutes with Philip Sammy, Brian Kelly, Beau Fermor and captain Tino Fasula-Malaawe scoring tries. But after that, it was all the Raiders as they dominated the second half with tries to Semi Valame, Matt Tomoko grabbing a double, Sebastian Chris and this brilliant try from Charles Nickel-Clockster to tie the game.
Schneider, right it down in back play, Nickel-Clockster!
That's beautiful stuff from Charles Nickel-Clockster.
Rookie halfback Brad Snyder would convert a simple goal to give the Raiders a huge 2-point win over the Titans. Number 16, the Broncos versus the Titans in 2021, 22 points. The local Queensland derby turned into a crazy 80 minutes in a round 6 clash in 2021. The The Titans shot out of the gates, running away to a 22-0 lead after just 14 minutes, thanks to their halves Ash Taylor and Jamal Fogarty setting up 3 out of their 4 tries. Kevin Proctor, Corey Thompson, AJ Brimson and Tyrone Peachy were able to grab 4 pointers for the visitors. But only 3 minutes later, Herbie Farnworth would score down the left edge, with Jermaine Asako scoring only a few minutes later. AJ Brimson would go to the sin bin for a professional foul, which allowed the Bronx to score 2 more tries through Xavier Coates and Jermaine Asako to tie the game at 22 all, scoring all these 22 points in just 20 minutes of play.
Juggle from Asako, he's in!
Corey Oates and Jesse Arthur scored tries in the second half to extend the lead, with the Broncos upsetting the Titans, winning 36-28. Number 15, the Panthers versus the Warriors in 2017, 22 points. Winning only 2 of their first 9 matches heading into round 10 of the 2017 season, the struggling Panthers were looking to find some form against the Warriors. That wasn't the case in the first half, as the New Zealand side would run away to a commanding 28-6 lead at half time, thanks to tries from Kieran Foran, Ryan Hoffman, a double from Charles Nickel-Clockstar in only his second NRL match, and an intercept try from David Fusitu'a on the siren for half time. The Panthers wasted little time to spark a comeback, scoring 4 tries in 12 minutes to take the lead. Isaiah Yeo would score his double, with Wonga Blake, Captain Matt Moylan and Dallin Watene-Zelezniak scoring a try each.
Hurry and Naira, now it goes out. Dallin Watene-Zelezniak.
A late try to Tyrone Peachy left the final score at 36-28. Number 14, the Raiders versus the Knights in 2016, 22 points. In one of the craziest matches in the modern era, round 17 of the 2016 season saw the last place Knights travel to Canberra to take on the Raiders, hoping to cause a huge upset. That looked to have been the case in the first half, with Sione Matautia, Corbin Sims, Jake Mamo and Peter Matautia scoring tries to give the Knights a 22-0 lead. Blake Austin scored just before half time, and the Raiders turned the game on its head in the second half with a try to Jack Whiten and a double to captain Jared Croker, which tied the game at 24 all. A Blake Austin field goal with just over 1 minute remaining would give the Raiders the lead, but the Knights got the ball back from the kickoff, which allowed Trent Hodkinson to hit one back to send the game into golden point. If all that wasn't crazy enough, wait until you see how the Raiders overcame this 22-point deficit to win the match, to score this unbelievable try.
And this time Austin. This is it. Blake Austin. Look out. Puts it the right hand side.
Number 13, the Tigers versus the Raiders in 2015, 22 points. Sunday afternoon footy at Leichhardt Oval saw the Tigers take on the Raiders in 2015. Some incredible attacking footy from the Tigers allowed them to run out to a 22-0 lead after 25 minutes, with tries to Tim Simona, Keith Galloway, Luke Brooks and Pat Richards. A massive hit from Siu Soliola on Luke Brooks seemed to have swung the momentum in the Raiders' favour, as Shannon Boyd and Jared Croker scored tries just before half time. The Raiders continued their fight back in the second half as Frank Paul Nuwasala and Jack Whiten crossed over. A penalty goal in the 67th minute gave the Raiders a 2-point lead, and a late try from Jordan Rapiner sealed a 30-22 round 7 win for the Green Machine. Number 12, the Broncos versus the Sharks in 2014, 22 points. After not scoring any points in their previous 3 matches, the last place Sharks had to travel to Brisbane to face a dangerous Broncos side at Suncorp Stadium. A Ben Hunt attacking masterclass set up all 3 Brisbane tries in the first half, firing a pass to winger Daniel Vito, putting Alex Glenn through a hole, and stepping through to offload to David Haller to score. The 16-0 halftime lead was changed to 22-0, with David Haller scoring a try out of the break, but after Ben Hunt dominated the first half, it was his opposing half Todd Carney who stole the spotlight in the second half, as he set up every Sharks try except for the one that he scored himself. The tries were scored by Jacob Gagan from a crossfield kick, Paul Gallen from a short ball, and Sasai Feki from a crossfield kick. A Michael Gordon conversion with 5 minutes remaining gave the Sharks an unthinkable 24-22 victory over the Broncos. Number 11, the Raiders versus the Cowboys in 2011, 22 points. In a 64-point attacking display, the Raiders and the Cowboys battled it out in a round 13 clash in 2011. After only 20 minutes, the Raiders scored 4 tries with Blake Ferguson, Jared Croker, Joe Picker and Josh McCrone crossing the stripe to give them a 22-0 lead. Josh Dugan would go down with an injury, which sparked the Cowboys' comeback, with Jonathan Thurston and Glenn Hall grabbing a try each, and Tarek Sims grabbing a double, which tied the game. A Jared Croker penalty goal broke the deadlock in the 66th minute, but after scoring a double earlier, Cowboys' second rower Tarek Sims made a break to set up Aaron Payne to give the Cowboys the lead with 6 minutes remaining.
What a run from the back rower. Payne is with him. Tarek Sims has scored 2, and he set up the match winner.
The Townsville boys weren't done with yet, as they actually scored 2 tries in the final 3 minutes to extend their lead and beat the Raiders 40 points to 24. Number 10, the Panthers versus the Eels in 2010, 22 points. All aboard, tickets please, for the Hayne train. The famous commentary call by Warren Smith summed up this round 19 classic between the Panthers and the Eels in 2010, but that wasn't before Penrith ran away to a quick 22-0 lead with Brad Tighe, Michael Gordon, Lachlan Coote and Michael Jennings scoring tries. Then Jared Haynes simply took over as he set up Fui Fui Moi Moi and Jonathan Wright before the halftime break. Wright would score his second out of the break and Hayne would put in a crossfield grabber for Kristen Inu to score. Then, an incredible display of skill saw Jared Hayne score an unforgettable 88-metre try.
All aboard! Tickets please for the Hayne train!
Wade Graham crossed with 10 minutes remaining, which set up a grandstand finish for the Panthers to try and seal the win on the siren, but it was the Eels who had the last laugh, scoring on the siren through Justin Horro. Number 9, the Sharks versus the Storm in 2003, 22 points. The very first round of the 2003 season saw the Sharks take on the Storm, with the Sharks dominating most of the first half, running away to a 22-0 lead until debutant Billy Slater would score a great individual try to start a Melbourne comeback.
Looking for the finishing post and will get there!
The match pretty much went try for try in the second half, with the Sharks looking like they would hold on to their 8-point lead with 5 minutes remaining. But a try from Matt Orford and a Stephen Bell break to send Matt Gore away to score a 90-metre try gave the Storm an incredible 36-32 victory. Number 8, the Panthers versus the Tigers in 2000, 23 points. Down 31-8 with 23 minutes remaining, the Panthers pulled off an unbelievable comeback, scoring 4 tries in 12 minutes against the Tigers in this round 18 clash in 2000. Shane Elford, Craig Gower scored tries, along with Tony Pulatua grabbing a double, which included one in the 69th minute, to give goal kicker Chris Hicks a kick from the sideline to eventually win the game for the Panthers.
Now he's got one to put his team in front, right from the sideline, Chris Hicks.
I still think you'd want it closer to the sideline than next to the post.
21 out, 2 in from touch. It's coming around, he's going to get it! He's going to get it! He's got it! He's got it!
Number 7, the Eels versus the Cowboys in 2015, 24 points. An absolute classic was in store for this round 13 clash in 2015 between the Eels and the Cowboys. The Eels dominated the opening half as they ran away to a 30-6 halftime lead thanks to tries to Corey Norman, Brad Takarangi, Manu Ma'u and Semi Radradra grabbing a double. Down 24 points, the Cowboys unbelievably scored 5 tries in 12 minutes to take the lead, which included a hat-trick from Gavin Cooper, with every try coming from a Jonathan Thurston kick. The 5th and final Cowboys try was scored by Kane Linnett, which gave the Townsville boys an incredible victory.
Straight from room service, and the Cowboys are in front!
Number 6, the Roosters versus the Sharks in 2014, 24 points. It was the eventual minor premiers the Roosters taking on the eventual wooden spooners the Sharks, and after their comeback against the Broncos the week before, the Sharks did it all again in this round 17 clash in 2014. Tries to Mitch Orbison, Mitchell Pearce, Sean Kenny-Dow and Brendan Elliott gave the Chooks a commanding 24-0 lead. The Sharks were able to come back thanks to tries from Wade Graham, Sasai Feki and Jacob Gagan grabbing a double. But it was the final try by Jeff Robson that tied the game at 28 points all.
Gives it to Robson. He shows it. Goes himself. Robson! Robson has got there!
A conversion from Michael Gordon sealed the victory, but it wasn't before their right side defence held up Mitch Orbison in the final seconds to hold on to a 2-point victory after a huge comeback. Number 5, the Cowboys versus the Rabbitohs in 2008. 24 points. A Jonathan Thurstonless Cowboys would have to face the Rabbitohs in this incredible round 16 clash in 2008. The game was fairly close in the opening 40 minutes, with the halftime score being 12-4, but the start of the second half saw the Cowboys rush out to a 28-4 lead, scoring 3 tries in 7 minutes. But the momentum shifted dramatically, with the Rabbitohs also scoring 3 tries in 7 minutes, totaling a whopping 6 tries in 14 minutes, which is more than double a point a minute. After the frantic 34 points in 14 minutes, both teams took some very much needed pride in their defence as the game entered a stalemate for 14 minutes until Luke Cable scored a try to give Isaac Luke a conversion attempt to tie the game.
Here comes Luke. It's on its way. It's on its way. It never looked like missing.
And with 38 seconds remaining, rookie Chris Sandow in his 3rd NRL match snapped through a field goal to give the Bunnies a huge win in Townsville. Number 4, the Dragons versus the Seagulls in 2004, 24 points. It was the 5th place Dragons who desperately needed a win to get into the top 4 who took on a struggling 13th place Seagulls at Wollongong. A 24-4 lead from the Sea Eagles at half-time saw Paul Stevenson cross for a double, Steve Mendes who passed Frank Burge for the most points scored by a forward, which he still holds to this day, and Scott Donald in the final minute before half-time. A try from Lincoln Withers out of the break didn't help the Dragons too much as Brett Stewart and Luke Williamson crossed the stripe, giving Manly a 34-10 lead with only 24 minutes remaining. A quick double from speedster Nathan Blacklock gave the Dragons some hope, and it got even more hopeful when Ben Hornby and Matt Cooper crossed over in quick succession, giving the Red V 4 tries in 10 minutes. Needing one more try to tie the game, rookie front rower Justin Paul crossed over, which gave Mark Riddell a kick from out wide to win the game and complete a 24-point comeback win.
Riddell, his previous strikes haven't been all that convincing. This one, though, is hooking back.
Number 3, the Tigers versus the Knights in 2001, 24 points. This comeback in round 23 of the 2001 season saw the Tigers, who finished in 12th place that season, trailed by 24 points against the eventual premiers in the Knights after only 26 minutes. A slow Tigers fight back came to a halt when Ben Kennedy scored his third try, which gave the Knights a 32-12 lead early in the second half. But Owen Craigie and Joel Kane helped the Tigers attack overcome that deficit, with each player taking part in every Tigers try in the second half. The match winner was in the final 10 minutes, with Kevin McGuinness scoring off an Owen Craigie kick to win the match for the Tigers, defeating the eventual grand final winners.
Jeffries, they've bombed the last 2 times, they grab it this time!
Number 2, the Panthers versus the Warriors in 2009, 26 points. Although this incredible match between the Panthers and the Warriors in 2009 ended in a draw, we believe the 26-point fightback is worthy of a spot on this list. The round 21 clash started with a brilliant try from Michael Jennings, but after that it was Joel Moon who stole the spotlight, scoring 4 straight tries, with Lewis Brown also scoring to give the Warriors a 32-6 lead after 53 minutes. The Panthers finally kicked in the gear, scoring 4 tries through Shane Alford, Luke Walsh, Frank Pulatua and Michael Jennings, who grabbed his second, to leave his team trailing by 2 points. A Michael Gordon penalty goal in the final 90 seconds would tie the game and send it into golden point. However, no one could break the deadlock after the 10-minute golden point period, but Lance O'Hire was easily the closest after this attempt. And number 1, the Panthers versus the Cowboys in 1998, 26 points. A 26-point comeback win. The biggest comeback in the NRL era occurred in a round 12 clash in 1998 between the Panthers and the Cowboys. Penrith would dominate the first half, leading at the halftime break 26-0, which included doubles to both Ryan Girdler and Darren Brown. But the Cowboys scored 7 tries to come back and win 36-28, which included a hat-trick from centre Noah Nadruku. The unthinkable comeback truly shocked the rugby league world, as the Cowboys were able to do the impossible and come back from 26 points down to produce the biggest comeback in the NRL era. So, what did you think of our list? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, chuck us a like on Facebook and this video, follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our channel for more Rugby League Countdowns.